verses 1.
Chapter 14, 8 through 14. Verse 8 through 14. I dag det. Det inbebär hatsa. Så benamn lite.
Chapter 14, verses 8 to 14.
Enila belaganik etche. The wisdom of the prudent is to understand his way, but the folly of fools is deceit. Fools mock at sin, but among the upright there is favor. The heart knows its own bitterness, and a stranger does not share its joy. The house of the wicked will be overthrown, but the tent of the upright will flourish. There is a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way of death. Even in laughter, the heart may sorrow, and the end of mirth may be grief. The backslider in heart will be filled with his own ways, but a good man will be satisfied from above. Dene hoyani, hoyago hinani at ye ekitihi bebe hotza at Deneto atahaliani do hashkal yanda kagi naatlo at Dene do ahaliani bran bahagi at o yanda Denet quickie at that betrako hatne yat daholo Denet betredo The nebje do yititi ki be ata behozen. Ado di the net behozoni ki de yone do beh. Adilkis dado. The ne do yada shoni kin yi berannede. Baalchene Abet the Dordin. The net quickie at Ajan Nepali Berande Baalchene Nas not Insto. Ako ego Hinishna the Nenizin the Hol Ago and the Ne be Yitjen Bata Hodit it. A Jean George Lohende Hadjayini Nele Ado Echojon Yinni Nandle A yo anat zai a be nsa kesi ye hui ne lingua tiepidi yosne ndeyat ego hinani a ye hui le. The wisdom of the sensible is to understand his way. The nenan the yin be hot zat triyosh ego be not ye ne kako yego a big iti ti dole janila sha khayda di yin bizar the yin be hot zagi jo ya ni dat hazoya han do is jan yoli digi chojo ego be kwa ina na just ka go be osten lege was is jan yoli a ko ge as nechter khwin zinigi de net o yu ye den dat lo Ga is in Nederland zo die yin bes aan neniki, die yin der o la nichis neniki, aan die ediki be na die katholic. Ga let ela as ani behin schna, die yin shalana zini bezadi ne ye nashin tiniki. How do I measure up? How is my life? See, a lot of times we make our way through life. When there is a resource called dashboard, do andar ita. Oh, what is shelf? What does nil? Open dash. Ko the yet that is one of the yin bebe hunt yin tiendo be nadil kako be rakin nadil ego halit ela. As ani bik ako hinsnati nigo nadil kako til nawil ato lehiene do adil neko ota nasnil aneti anil itole aneti be nadil katole shish ina khit de nekhuyani di yin bebe hotsa ye be ina yost higi kot ego the wisdom of the sensible is to understand his way. You know, take God's word and say, God, see, that takes wisdom, godly wisdom, to say, but the foolishness of fools is deceit. The foolish Digin a gedlan siya not nasht a shin sinigi it ego siya not nasht sinigi it ego yet des kezigi be al iki eda ye sen kezo the do shako ne do liko yansa kesi do hosiadi ne ba al iki al sojin ha ene inna atlo. Somewhere along the way hado shi da ze bedini anen zinike ani a kaida kheda kot en nego nanot kha Someone had to plant that in their mind along the way. Wanaso ot aye tdes kezo wanaso be na ot al chin ego tada don na ne do a ego baby che ha ot zen baby this look ot ego you can't diese deceit. Khojigo ye the God which has do gasto but cho is do in do Bidge go cho ibis do discopone zone et dangit. E na do what just ya that That's why he calls them fools and foolishness. Shock what the not zin champan at them. No rethinking, no examination of their former lives or with the things that they've done. Hajot ban so that's a case go khaila benina khadish khazan hajot ndash do khato shahat out seda so khosen do bana just and khala pe khodes loko ani be it jot lo. Verse 9, fools mock at sin. Doda halyani banda huistani digin do de nizgi ashin senigi et ego da hinani digin bechetil or zi digin bechetil ni il zi oyandal it nila bahat zedye oyada yandal oyandal Hatchela ne huide no zishan digin le shana do al digin ye bechetel zi huide no zishan oyandal jonila oyandal. But among the upright there is goodwill. Ndedi ne digin God de the sin go digin bet aneni gi the righteous or the upright. Digin bet aneni gi equate ka go digin bet aneni gi be ina de lago de chi go ye da hinani. There's goodwill, Nina. That word goodwill, is the same Hebrew word, it should draw our attention to it. And the word that was used twice is favor or acceptance, pleasure or delight. The nedan yo with the ned nadole, Jonina. Kala benike. The yen bis on niniki huaina achilago ebe. Ebe ina jote. Ebe huaina hadite. So that brings you into favor among men, among people. Because the yo with the ned nado, yo with the lingo. The heart knows its own bitterness. The heart niniki a J nigo ya in the Hebrew it talks about it talks about the inner man. Nihi Sazini. Dohot ide Holoni. Kani Zeniko Nihi Sazini da Holo. Doyit in the He said, it's a code being the Ebe Hedahonism. Then he says, in the Aya, the hot in the Nico Hodlo. The hot in the the hin a horn. The the lam, a jake the Isazini has the lam. But Hinston lay, what long ago they got actually. Although the young lady, the Yasini, does not share in its joy. The Jake Arne Ichnewe Jean the Yasini, a stranger to God, will not understand the joy that's emanating from your depths. The next actual not ego anila. The young dog just keys at all Janila. Because they won't have any way to relate to what you're experiencing. The joy that's emanating from the depths of your soul. I remember Alvin So. He tells a story about his father. Alvin was in the Korean War. He was in the army, and he came back, and he was drinking really heavy. He couldn't handle the things that he experienced in war. So his sisters got saved, and they kept witnessing to him, and eventually he got saved. And he got delivered from that. But he was saying he would come under conviction in the soul, in his heart, and he would come out to the altar and just cry in prayer. And his father, he said, he would start coming now and then to see, and his father was he didn't like that, he said. And his father used to say, he said, he was really offended by that repentant spirit, to realize that it was God that you wronged in your actions. To be sorrowful about that. It was God that you offended. They won't understand what's going on. Verse 11, the house of the wicked will be destroyed. That word wicked, it means criminal or the condemned. People that say, I want nothing to do with God. I'm living my own life. I'm doing my own thing. Forget God. He labels them as already condemned or as criminals, just waiting for their sentence. That's that word, that wicked. He says the house of the wicked, even though a person, they can live in a nice house. Nothing's going to become of their life. Be destroyed. It's like nothing ever existed there. But he says the tent of the upright. The upright, he means the righteous, the ones that live a lifestyle that God approves of. That's what he calls the righteous or the upright.
It will grow.
Their offspring, yeah, will multiply, increase. But the tent of the upright will flourish. That word flourish, it means to bud or to sprout or blossom.
I know.
See the contrast? You know, people that deny God, want nothing to do with God. They can live in a mansion, but you take the upright, someone that wants to live a life that's pleasing to God. They could live in a tent, but yet they're going to blossom and flourish. Why? Because God's going to make certain that they do that. Verse 12, there is a way which seems right to a man. But its end is the way of death. The righteous have chosen to live in ways that God will approve of. Verse 13, even in laughter the heart may be in pain. Lohanat konde. Hajek ate. Biketi wa Johnny, hodlon dole kote. Johnny. And the end of joy may be grief. Jopet tako en tahat et onde e aden tahas et de adelan. Biket je hot ni. Biket dat chai. That word grief may be grief. There, at the end of joy may be grief. Could be somber. That word, the Hebrew word for that God translated grief, it brings out the idea of sorrow or mourning. Cha hanata. Because in the unseen there's suffering. They can have times of joy, they can have laughter, but when that ends, asati, that sorrow can filter back in. Why? Because of the heart, because of the soul of a person. See, the things of God are dealing with the unseen in here. That's where God is interested in doing things for us. Verse 14, the backslider in heart will have his fill of his own ways. Not what otlaki yahali not nahatahi. It's yahali. Bejek ate. Yini na yo not tahiki obete not itole. Whatever's leading that person out away from Christ, those things are what's going to increase and overwhelm in time. It's better to get that out of you. Because if you get rid of that, if you get that out of your life and you are rid of it, it's better to get rid of that stuff that God is offended by.
Oh, in the spirit.
Oh, because in the end, you don't want anything overwhelming you because you're holding on to it instead of just getting rid of it and allowing God to remove that from your life. Causing you to backslide. But a good man will be satisfied with his. That word good man, it means pleasant or agreeable. The God, and the Spirit of God is dwelling in that person's life. It makes them agreeable. It makes them pleasant to be around. Haishin behak out the Glenigi Baster Aho. Dido Minish Aga. Cordenardens ah Shasha in Lepeti Nigo. Nakana Jaquio Lisco. Bihit Ashtugo. Anedi Dini. Hala Nasi Glite. Digin bis Anenid Ea Beyi Dasco. Benit ego. Digin bechonil jongo. Mich berzen. A, B na ilikwa. And it'll make us agreeable. It'll make us pleasant to be around. Digin hot alman dish nishton hitne. Nakahot ego nakana nan go bizarre konte pekatiya. In the Old Testament, even from the Old Testament, the ways of God can make a person pleasant and agreeable. That's what we looked at for today from Proverbs. The things and the ways of God that can make us pleasant and agreeable. That was God's word. Thank you for coming. If you want to come, at this altar is open. There is a reason for this. We call it an altar because whatever challenges in the unseen, what we can't seem to manage, we can lay on the altar and say, God, I'm giving this to you. I need you to take this from me. I don't want to live this way any longer. Then we can. He takes it for us and helps us. And it helps us to become a better person. This altar is open.